YouTube, what's up? Losers. Yes, I was calling you losers. Deal with it. Man, we're so close on this thing. Like really close. I got a couple hours here today. I am, as of yet, unsupervised in the shop. Scary, I know, but I'm going to try to get this thing to where it'll fire up and move today. I've got a few things to do. I've got to, I got a list over here on the board. Okay, so a lot of this stuff is little stuff, and you're probably thinking, why hasn't he done all this stuff already? Because I don't like to work on my cars for 8 hours at a time. I used to do that when I was in my 20s and 30s and I was getting ready for drift events and stuff like that. But now that I'm all grown up and stuff, I have other stuff that I like to do. And so that other stuff doesn't necessarily take priority, but I like to balance out my life. I'm still a car guy. I still love driving my cars. I still hate working on cars, but I have a lot of them, just like Ronnie. And to own a lot of cars, you've got to maintain all those cars so you can drive all those cars. So, and then you've got dream cars, you know, cars that you have, cars that you want to build, cars that you want to buy. And, you know, you got to make those cars what you want. You know, I got this car for $750 and it was a 4-cylinder manual with blown out freaking shocks, and it just needed a whole bunch. And so we use that opportunity to do lots of things. Like we have a seat video, and we have a roll cage video, and we have a wheel fitment video, and a putting the spacer adapter on video, and we even have an acceleration video where we tested out the we have a coilover video. After we put the coilovers on, we tested out the cornering and the acceleration and all that stuff in a video. We have like all those videos because we saw that as an opportunity to review these products for people and get this car to where I wanted it. And that's what we're doing with all these cars. Just working on them just like you guys, getting them to where we want them. So today, got all this small stuff to do. I think I can knock all this out in a couple hours. So we're gonna try because I gotta go to work tonight. But I got this stuff right here, radiator hoses and fuel hose stuff. I got a terminal here for the starter. Like I said, it's a bunch of little stuff, but all of this little stuff, like each little thing is gonna take like 15 or 20 minutes. So I need to get to it. Oh yeah, we're also making sway bar spacers out of this that I got off of Amazon. Isn't this cool? It's just like a block of aluminum. Amazon really sells everything. It's cool. It's pretty neat. Anyways, let's do the thing. All right, so the Sniper fuel in and out is on the back here, right here, and there's one over on the other side. It comes with like AN fittings, but I'm not a fan of AN fittings. I don't like making AN lines. I've had too many people be like, hey, I got these AN fittings, look at this, and they leak all over the place. I don't give a crap. I like easy stuff. So they came with this right here. Right here, boom. This is Orb, O-R-B, which is O-ring boss on this side to AN on the other side. And I'm replacing them with these. O-ring boss on one side, 90 degree, and I'm just gonna like push some fuel hose on there and put a clamp on it because that's what I do on all of my cars. And I don't have leaks. I've never had a car catch on fire, I don't think, because of something like this. It's super simple and you don't need any like crazy tools or anything to change it or make the hoses or anything. You just slide it on, hose clamp with a freaking screwdriver. That's what we're doing. All right, so I got them on. Super easy. Took me 3 minutes. They swivel and everything. Got them all tightened up. That's super nice. Super nice. L's. I got them on. Got L's because my fuel lines are coming from like right down here. And so they got to come this way. So that's what we're doing. All right. speed run here. Next thing, we're gonna put one of these freaking silicone caps on my heater outlet on the front of my motor. Probably not a wonderful idea, but I don't care. This is what we're doing. It's going right here. I'm not running a heater. I'm not running AC. This is what we're doing. Deal with it. All right, so I got this like nipple here. I got a bunch of these little silicone caps off of Amazon. It's nice because they're long and you can trim them down if you need them to be shorter. I've had one of these on my RX-7 for, I don't know, a couple of years, and it's done pretty good. Eventually, I'll probably take that water pump off and get it welded, but I'm just trying to get it started right now. So I'm gonna shorten this a little bit because it's a little long, and I don't want a whole lot of extra hanging off the end that can balloon up if it feels like doing that. So shorten it and slide it on, put a hose clamp on it, and call it good, that sort of thing. Let's see here. See if we can get it in there. Boom. There it is. Right there. Let's get a hose clamp on that thing. So
Miss Jeff,
we're gonna check to see which of these right here is the fuel supply and which one is the fuel return. I wired them up like a few weeks back and I forgot. So actually probably a couple months back at this point. And I forgot. So we got this tool that we're gonna use to fire off the fuel pump. How does it work, Ronnie?
so it's super cool. It's like a power probe, but it's generic and cheap. That's what makes it cool. So you hook it up to your battery, negative, positive, and that gives negative and positive here. And so if I hit down on the switch, that's going to supply negative voltage here. If I hit up, it's going to supply positive voltage there. So you take a ground, we can just do something real quick.
I mean, we can do it on the fuel pump.
We can, and I just want to show like. Anyways,
Right.
yeah, so you just hook this to a ground as long as your thing is grounded or positive, right?
Right.
Because if you're trying to give it negative. But this will also tell you if there's like voltage there.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
like it's telling me that there was 12 volts, right? So like we can come over here,
What does it read? 12 volts?
nothing there. So I guess maybe not. Somehow it does. I don't know what all these buttons do.
We didn't read the
So
instructions.
it's
We
telling
just
you to
started
put out
using it.
12. I just don't want to like shove 12 to something and do
Yeah.
something we shouldn't.
Right? So we're going to use it on the fuel pump wires, which are back here. So we've exposed some fuel pump wires down here, and pink and black is the fuel pump power. We're going to connect that little clampy clamp to ground, and then we're going to shoot fuel out the other side, which that's what's going to happen. Let's see here. We want to get video of it shooting fuel or doing this end.
I think this end makes more sense.
I think so too. So, I haven't set it to do that. So, yep. All right.
I mean, you don't even really have to do anything,
We got
right?
this hooked to ground,
Just make it make noise.
and you stab this right here.
Oh,
It's pointy, so you can stab it right into
the hose is stuck on.
the thing. What?
Yep. It is on very good.
Here we go. Why is it beeping like that?
I don't know, it beeps.
I didn't do anything yet, though.
Were you shoved in there?
Yeah.
I don't know. There you go, fuel
There it
pump's
goes.
on.
11.4,
That's
11.4.
enough. You're making a mess up front.
Oh, it's unhooked?
No, but it's going through the carburetor thing.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Spraying out the other side, probably.
I'm making a fuel mess. Nice. So that's how it works.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like it.
Okay, good. I mean, I could be flooding the carburetor or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's stuck on. I slid it on so we knew which one it was.
Okay,
and
good.
It does not want to come off.
Nice. So that's how that works. We'll have it linked in the description, hopefully, if we think about it when we're uploading this video.
Yep.
All right, so I got my fuel lines connected here and here, and got them swapped out down here. I needed to run a longer supply line, so I have them swapped out so we can actually mark that off the board. Let's see. Let's mark some stuff off here. Let's do, dang dude, turn camera, shit. Fuel lines and water pump cap. Those are both done. Fuel lines, spaces. I should do these two next. The oil drain washer, which is not a big deal, but my oil pan, my drain plug is leaking a tiny bit. So I'm gonna knock that out and wire the starter. So it's time to get up under the car. Yay. There. So Ronnie wants to try this weird vacuum thing.
Probably our worst idea
with
today.
this freaking shop vac.
We've had a lot of bad ideas.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're shoving that in that hole right there.
Nice.
And then we're going to turn the vacuum on
Okay, and so I should be able to pull the drain plug
without oil
and
coming out.
swap these, or swap, okay, they didn't
Whatever
fall.
was there.
Without the oil coming out of the
That's the plan.
drain hole.
That's the hope.
Sweet. So I'm gonna let y'all watch this and see how funny it is or isn't. Let's see. I'll put y'all down right here, and y'all can see me freaking flip out when I get coated in oil.
I'll give you this
There you
just
go.
in case.
And I need a jack stand so I don't get crushed. It's probably a decent idea. Okay. I'm not even sure which washer it is. I think they're all half-inch holes in the middle. So probably this one. Or maybe this one.
All right.
Or no? I think
What plug is it? Because your drain pan has 2 plugs, which is crazy.
it's the,
Rear one?
yes, the rear one.
Okay.
Okay, that looks like a 9/16 maybe, or a 3/4. I'm interested to see how this goes. As I'm sure are you.
I hope it
No,
works.
it's probably
Mostly because it'll be funny.
No, it's not 3/4. It looks like a 9/16. Yeah, it'd be sick if it worked. Yeah, 9/16.
All right, you ready?
It's totally working. It's got a plastic one on it. Oh shit, it broke. It's okay, I'm gonna go back. Think that'll work?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No freaking way that worked.
That's hilarious.
So when I went to take the bolt off, I pulled it a little bit and it just sucked it right back up in there. So it was just sucking everything up in there.
That's crazy.
Nice job.
Thanks. Thank the internet, I guess.
I sent you that video?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, you were like, calm down, guys. It's just an oil change. It was that crazy mobile oil change guy. That's what
That's
he did.
right. I totally forgot that he did that. Dude, it was a crazy oil change though. Dude was doing all the things.
He was like, I'm charging them $50 an hour for this, and it's going to take me 4 hours.
I can't believe that worked. That was freaking dope. Everybody watching is going to be like, yeah, you've never done that before? So yeah, so use your shop vac to change your oil.
Well, to not change your oil.
Or to not change your oil,
Yeah.
to replace your freaking oil drain pan freaking O-ring. Anyway, so we can mark that off the board. That's done. Let's mark that off. Oil drain washer. Okay, now let's wire this starter. I have a, oh shit, I'm like tripping over stuff.
Ronnie
I really
has a
just-
mess over there.
Did you make a mess?
Yeah, over there. Just all that.
Oh,
what you
yeah.
tripped on and stuff. That's what I was talking about.
I bought this, oh, it's got heat shrink on it. Got this to put on the starter. The starter lead the hole isn't big enough to fit over the lug, so this is what we're doing. I gotta mark this off. All right, so
You haven't made it work yet. You don't know that you can mark it off. Give me
dude,
that.
stop being so reasonable and logical and shit. All right. I think that
I was gonna drive
I,
through the wall.
I wired up the fuel pump. I mean
Starter.
the starter. So we're just gonna see if it kicks. That's all. We're just gonna give it a little chick chick.
Danger zone.
Okay, it turns over. That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know.
All right, now
So-
you can POV over to the
Okay, daggone.
board.
Whatever. All right, started wired up. All right, wire stuff. Look, who drew this ghost?
Probably Levi.
This ghost is hilarious, dude. All right. Fuel wiring, sway bar spacers. So the things we're not doing today are the intake hat and the fan shroud. We don't need those things to fire this up or drive it around or anything.
Probably
we-
vacuum lines today. Or are you gonna try to do that?
Vacuum lines, the display, and the fuel wiring. And I'm gonna try to get these sway spacers done. We got a lot of cutting to do on this freaking aluminum. Do we think our bandsaw will freaking attack that? Or do we need to use an angle grinder or what?
We probably use a chop saw.
Chop saw?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's
Probably
get
do
after
our
the fuel
best bet.
pump wiring and the display, and then we'll get after the, yeah. Turn off, yeah. All right, gang. So let's see, we got the fuel wire, which is that blue wire, that big blue wire right there. And we pulled it through the factory grommet over there, along with the black display wire. Not sure exactly where we're going to mount the display yet. It's right here. So it'll go somewhere, probably like, I don't know, maybe up here or something. Boop. Yep. And then fuel pump wire goes back here. We got pretty good access since it's gutted. We already got the wires pulled out, so that should be quick and easy. After this, we're gonna make the sway bar spacers. And what else do we have? I keep forgetting all the things. That's kind of it. The display was just mounting the display and then the vacuum lines. So yeah, so we're getting there. Sweet.
So where you at?
So fuel wire from the sniper. Yep. And fuel wire to the fuel pump.
Yep.
We're just going to splice those together. The sniper is going to control the fuel pump. So we don't need like a relay or anything.
It's
or-
all done with the sniper.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
That's convenient.
Yeah, it's all pre-wired.
Sweet. Should we bury this
You gotta
wire?
remember, this is for like 80-year-old men.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
So wiring is voodoo magic.
It is indeed. I wanted to add a little more here. Let's see. It didn't work.
The first one was a show of force.
It was indeed. Yeah, I just want a little more of this pink wire. That'll do. That will do.
So the nice part about the Fox body being the world's most molested chassis in history is finding out on the internet what wire controlled the fuel pump was very easy.
Yeah, you just ask it. It says the pink wire with the black tracer. That's it. Super easy.
Okay, so before you do that,
Before I do
would
that.
probably go around
Outside?
that front, well, the other bar too.
Oh, the other. That's a good idea.
Yeah, through there. And that to me, and then pull it back here. 'Cause once it's connected, wherever you put it is where it's got to stay.
Yeah, right. Bluey. Oh, Bluey.
I really need to message this guy
What guy?
right here. These 50 caliber racing harnesses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I haven't emailed him yet.
That's our new, like, maybe sponsorship.
Yeah,
Nice.
we really like them. We have these in
God,
here.
they're so comfortable, man.
Bo loves them.
They are crazy. They're puffy, which is nice. They don't rub the shit out of your neck, which is super nice.
These are side-by-side ones.
Yep, they're side by side
And
harnesses.
he's coming out with a bunch of like streetcar ones and all kinds of crazy colors. That's the other cool thing is like the color options that he has is really dope.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Well, that was hella easy.
fired up. All done.
Yep. That's it, man.
So now theoretically the car would fire up.
And like run and stuff.
What's over there?
The vacuum lines, I gotta put that one vacuum line
line?
on the distributor advance.
And your sway bar spacer.
Sway bar spacers, yeah. And the display, which is just figuring out a place to mount the
Yeah,
display, which is, I can hold it while I drive.
Tape it to the shifter.
Yeah, right? That'd be awesome. Put like a little dildo thing on top, so you put the display on top of that, and you
It's
shift
all
and it goes.
flipping around.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right, so fuel wiring done. Yeah,
Not much left.
yep. Let's go ahead and just erase. No, we'll leave them up there.
You'd have to touch wood.
I know, dude. I don't like that. I don't like. These two we're not doing today. All right. Do we want to try to fire this up?
You can.
Should I put that vacuum line on the distributor first?
No.
I mean, it shouldn't be a big deal, or should it? Or I don't know.
No, just pull the plug off of it and put it on the intake so the intake is plugged.
Well, I've got another plug. I can just leave that plug on there. I
Okay.
got another plug
Leaving
that I
that
just
plug.
pulled off the
Not
other
doing
thing. Not that it even matters. But here, bam. What's up?
Just make sure everything's plugged on the back.
Yep.
And if it is, yeah,
Put this battery out to see if the car explodes.
run me over.
We're good.
It is on doo-doo poo-poo gas.
It is on doo-doo poo-poo gas. We when we did the fuel pump thing earlier. No.
Very stinky doo-doo poo-poo gas.
Yeah. It smells real bad. All right, let's see what we got. See what she's got. I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
So one thing
Oh.
that I wish the Sniper had was a fuel pressure gauge. It doesn't come with that. You have to wire one in aftermarket, and I think that's lame.
All right.
Is your gauge
All
coming?
right. The display is working. Stop
I
it.
don't hear the fuel pump kicking.
I don't either.
Let's check some stuff.
So, when we put the fuel pump in this thing, we knew it was an old fuel pump. We stuck it in hopes that it would work. And it did work. It worked for like 3 whole seconds.
It did 3 primes.
Oh, did we get multiple primes?
Well, because we kicked it off twice
Oh,
ourselves.
that's true. That's true. Well, yeah, and we killed it.
Didn't all
So
work.
the fuel pump's dead. Everything else seems to be okay, we guess. Like throttle position sensor works. It's reading everything. The Holly's reading everything, but yeah, we got to replace the fuel pump. So that'll be maybe our next video. Replacing the fuel pump and finally starting the car.
It's been a bad day for us because
Yeah.
this doesn't run anymore either.
So yeah, we'll probably make a video about that too. Anyways, so we all get here. We all get to the places where you got to really bear down and knock stuff out. So that's what we're going to do.
Got to keep the motivation going.
Yep.
That's the
We're gonna
problem.
get on
Like,
this.
No matter how big the hurdle is, just you can get it right. You
Yeah.
can get it right.
So we got to do a lot on that. Comparatively, we just got to do a little bit on this. So I'm going to try to get this up tomorrow or the next day and knock this out, get it squared away, and get this thing fired up. So until next time, cue the sad music. We'll see y'all.